In this video, we are going to discuss whether bilingualism aids learners in learning their L3. Let's have a look at the presentation's outline before we delve into the topic. First of all, we are going to define what monolinguals and bilinguals are. Monolingual is individuals or communities that only speak one language. It is also known as unilingual. Meanwhile, bilingualism is generally defined as the state of knowing two languages. In this presentation, we will only focus on the sequential or late bilingualisms. Let's moving on to the difference between second language acquisition and third language acquisition. The difference between SLA and TLA are firstly from the stage where they are acquired. When learning second language, learners have limited linguistic repertoire, only relying on their first language to make connection. L3 learners, however, already have at least two languages in their linguistic repertoire. They can use this broader linguistic repertoire when learning a third language. For example, they can relate new structures, new vocabulary, or new ways of expressing communicative function to the two languages they already know. Learners who have gone through the process of learning a second language are also more experienced language learners, and it's likely that they have developed certain skills and strategies for achieving the language learning task. These skills and strategies can be reactivated and adapted to the new challenge when facing the task of learning a third language.
So what advantages do bilinguals have for learning L3 compared to monolinguals? Except for having competing proficiency of two languages, bilingualism is also associated with several cognitive and linguistic advantages, especially in executive functions and metalinguistic awareness. Bilinguals develop higher level of executive function, the interrelated process of inhibition, working memory, and attentional control, as they need to switch between two language systems with different interlocutors. In addition to cognitive function, bilinguals have heightened levels in some aspects of metalinguistic awareness, which provides a resource for additional language learning. Metalinguistic awareness refers to the ability to think abstractly about language and to focus on specific aspects of language. Bilinguals, especially with high proficiency in both languages, can drop from two language systems and thus have a broader linguistic repertoire and can think more abstractly about language than monolinguals. However, it is also noted that manner of learning, sequence of acquisition, and code switching can affect the overall proficiency as well as metalinguistic development. In general, balanced bilingualism at a high level possesses and enhances metalinguistic awareness, and it definitely has a positive effect on L3 learning, whereas balanced bilingualism at a low level show not much differences in metalinguistic awareness with monolingualism.
Here are some voices of multilinguals. Tonkin said the art of language learning may lie not in the acquisition of an individual language, but in mastery of the learning process itself. Elka said my rich language learning experience assists me tremendously in breaking the code of new languages, particularly if they belong to a language family from which I already know one or more languages. Here are some language learning experiences of our group members. Mandarin is my mother tongue, English is my second language, and I'm also studying Japanese. When I'm learning a new language, the dominant language's terms and grammatical structures are easily available. I would claim that L2 aids in the study of L3, such as word spelling, and some Japanese terms are derived from English, so the pronunciation are comparable and easy to memorize. And this L1 Indonesian and L2 English helps her in learning L3 Spanish, because Indonesian and Spanish have some similarities in terms of syntax, phonology, alphabets, and vocabulary. While English and Spanish come from the same language root, approximately 30 to 40% words in English are similar to Spanish, and the syntax is also similar to a large extent, such as adding s or es for the non-pluralization, and the subject-predicate position. Shuqin's L1 is Mandarin and L2 is English. She is learning French as a third language. She found it easier to memorize French words as English inherited so many words from French. It also makes her easier to start reading in French and picking up new non-English words from context. To sum up, for people who have a linguistic repertoire of at least two languages, when acquiring a L3, they can draw on this greater linguistic repertoire to relate to new structures, vocabulary, and ways of expressing communicative purposes to the two languages they fully understand. This is the end of our presentation. Thank you.